Hi, Joe.
Hello, you. Hello from New York to
Hello from
Florida,
Florida.
all on the
Cold in
East
Florida, though.
Coast. Yeah, big prayers for those on the West Coast who are dealing with the Los Angeles fires. That includes the people who are affected by it, who are homeowners, the business owners, residents, pets, other animals, trees, and also those who are fighting the fires, because I can only imagine the level of exhaustion by those firefighters. It's just, I can't.
Well,
Phew.
and a new one sprouted out this morning in the California fires in general.
Yeah,
It's devastating. There was actually an earthquake over in Pennsylvania this morning. Not a big one.
that I didn't hear.
Yeah, almost 4 point on the scale.
And that's
Um,
big.
yeah,
And
big
that's
enough.
big in that region. Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
and that is
Well, I
part.
did say there would be some natural disasters and such.
There was a volcano that also erupted today, out on a remote island, and I just saw it briefly go by, but this is what's happening. We are in this end degree astrologically of in Taurus of Uranus, which is chaos. So this is something that's over the next 5 months. It doesn't move fast. That we're going to be taking a look at. So
Well, let's dive into the astrological aspects and intuitive insights for January 2025, part two.
part two.
Part two. Okay, I'll go first.
Okay.
So one of the first things that came up for me when I was just meditating on what we should pay attention to the second half is, and this came out in our group last night, step up and be heard. Be heard, be seen, let your light shine. This is a recurring theme for 2025, and it started in earnest last fall. So step up and be heard, let your light shine, because the world needs your light more than ever. Okay, now this one I had to sit with a little bit longer because it came out at first, actually the next two. So listen and pause before you speak or act, particularly if you tend to be impulsive. So just a little mindful pause before you open your mouth or you act, um, because we want to be really very aware of what is going on up here before it comes out here, before we take bigger action. So the third is it's a little bit similar. Get used to not leaning in to long explanations about your journey anymore. Because this year it's nose to the grindstone, in order to get out there and be seen and be heard. So stay on point, get to work, and don't waste time. Yeah. And I think well, you'll tell us, but I have a feeling astrological aspects are going to help us there. But, we have to keep in mind that the energy in these times are so fast. It's forcing us to be much more malleable in our thoughts and our actions. So that's what we got coming. What's happening astrologically? How does that support us?
Well, because the nodes of destiny are on the axis of alignment, healing. It's very much we are working on letting go of the places we do not feel enough. That's part of this speed at which it's moving and letting that go. What occurs to me is the word jade when it comes to explanations. I don't need to justify, argue, defend, or explain what I have to say and how I say it. And I need to be aware of the arenas I share my information in. What is my goal here? Is it people to get support from, or is it people to argue with? And that is knows this grounding that we talk about that we need during this time. We talked about it in our for the year isn't about normally we talk about grounding so that we can reach into the heavens. This is more about grounding to be grounded and to keep going and know that we are in the heavens. We are moving in this divine unwinding of a plan. So we're in the energy. So the grounding is just to keep us moving forward. So right now on the 18th and 19th, we have this truth with distance, clarity around values is stepping forward right now, getting ready as we've come off this very strong full moon that was in Cancer, and it was in the last decan of Cancer. That makes it a double Cancer. Very much about nurturing, letting go of the things that do not nurture us and moving forward. So that's part of what in that whole explanation about what we share, how we share it. And then as the sun moves into Aquarius, it will be conjunct then that energy of the vision of who we are as mankind, what revolutionary energies are stepping forward. And be aware there's an obsession energy kind of that can get involved in that. And so, again, that's where the grounding practice comes in. You know, when I don't know, it's because I'm not supposed to know. I don't have to figure it out. What's the next best thing for me to do? That's a lot of the message of January. What's the next best thing for me to do? And it's the value of the structures and the communication we choose to be in rather than trying to make everything fit in. Again, we're letting go of the places where we've realized we're not enough. So putting ourselves in situations where we don't feel enough and we know that isn't making a whole lot of sense. The new moon on the 29th in Aquarius is also this new manifestation, very, very powerful month of manifestation between the full moon in Cancer and this energy of Pluto in Aquarius is intellectual progress. Actions are called forth. And there's also at that same time we have Uranus in Taurus going direct. So it's about body info. Lots of people complaining or let me say the different word, sharing that they're having all these body issues coming up. And it could feel as if action is needed for survival. And it's really about grounding yourself, looking at what you are aware of, what is right in front of you, teachable moments. This is coming to you, not at you, not for you to get you. It's be aware of the spin that you put on it, other people put on it. And since it's at 29 degrees, it's very physical. So it's not surprising the fires, the earthquakes, one part of the country's freezing, one part of the country's burning. Um, Taking a look at that. It's really important to look at and learn. That's what the groundedness is. It's not to keep me here so I can reach, it's to keep me here. And
Yeah, and I
then there,
think that this just, excuse me for one sec,
Mhm.
because this just that second point I had about listen and pause before you speak or act, that feels very much related to what you're saying here.
Yeah, it
You
is.
know,
It's what's the
that's about
spin?
the survival thing. We tend to out of survival, but we have to pay attention.
What is truly survival? Just like I'm paying attention to what does the word healing? I realized I had a belief that something had to be broken to heal versus I'm real, it's an alignment with what's going on. There's a difference there. And all of us becoming, you talked about what we say, being very aware, what does it really mean to us as we look at where have we said that we're not enough or that we're guilty or our actions are connected to beliefs that we don't even have anymore, but the patterns are still there. And the 31st of this month sets up for some real nurturing actions that February is bringing. February, so as January has shifted us and it started in the fall, February brings us an alignment to get ready for this next astrological year. All the rest of the planets changing their signs, the farther out planets. And, I continually go back to the fact that these three guiding planets, guiding understanding energies, were all at one time in a war. Now they're together, and there's something about changing that because the planets that bridge them to our everyday life are all in peaceful placements. They're in placements where League of Nations, United Nations, things were invented to deal with that. So it's a grand shift in the way we think and the energy we put in.
Look, I think, I mean, we're in a cycle now where every year just seems to be more like the WTF. So
This is a very big
I,
WTF.
I think I've been telling people this private, in one-on-one conversations and in groups that, we might have a lot of like perceived chaos and drama going on up here. That's why the message keeps coming through me of nose to the grindstone, keep doing your thing. You want to get from point A to point B, you've got to like focus. You can't be distracted by this. This is going to go on no matter what, right? You might not like what's going on up here. It might seem crazy and scary, but you got to like, boom, do what you can to stay focused because we need your presence. This is
We
about being present.
we need your energy to ground us here and what the vision is that is this is happening to bring the change. And if you get caught in the spin up here, then you are not present here to react. This is all about personal responsibility, dynamic action. In order to have those things, you have to be here to have them. And if you need a break, take it. Take it, take it, take it. You know, if it's too much, it's okay to believe it's too much for me right now.
Well, when we're living mindfully, when we're being present, we know intuitively exactly when to slow down, pause, get out in nature, lie in bed, cuddle with the cats and dog. That's me.
Find find the structures
Talk
that
with
support you.
friends.
Yes,
Yes.
very
Cool.
much so. So, all
Okay.
right,
Well,
well, we'll
there
be
we
back
have it.
February 1st for this amazing February.
Woohoo! Yes, I can't believe it is the 15th. We have the inauguration of another president of the United States on Monday. It's also Martin Luther King Day, so it's a good time to really do something for the betterment of yourself and humankind. And yeah, let's
And,
work
and
it.
we'll
Let's
see,
work with
we'll
these
see,
energies.
part of the energy that's happening is around technologies, all kinds of technologies. We'll see what happens in the United States with TikTok and other things. So interesting, by the time next time we got together, this is a overdrive at that point.
Yeah.
So, all
All
right.
right.
Namaste.
All the best.